Good, I'm well.
Hi. How are you? Make sure we fill up this side. We have all 7?
No, we have one that did not come.
Okay. I just want to make sure at least we have enough people on this side because the camera does best on this side of the table. All right, I think we're good. Maybe we should be able to help just go down a teeny bit.
Should be okay.
Okay. We're trying to get this all videotaped to make sure we see our lovely faces. Welcome, everybody. Are you guys doing good today? Yeah.
Other than it being wet and people don't know how to drive.
Well, yes. I've been inside, so I don't know. But anyway, my name is Becky, and I'm a moderator for Market Vision. And basically what it means is that I talk to folks for a living and ask tons of questions, more than maybe you might like sometimes. But you be patient with me, because I'm trying to really get at the heart of your experiences about things. So your one and only job really is just to be completely honest. So it's really about being truthful to your own experiences, even if it may differ from anybody else in the room. Because that's okay. Because probably I do lots of these groups, and you may totally agree with somebody in another group but not even know it. So we're really just trying to get the themes of things, like what people are really liking and disliking. So compliments, great. I'd love to hear what you like. Critiques, great. Love to hear what you don't like. It's all good because it's all meant to kind of be used to help make products better. Make sense? Let's see. We have some researchers in the back. They are taking copious notes. They're better at that than me. I like to ask questions and I forget where I am, and I'm like, oh, I missed half that note. So I get, they're really helpful with that. And sometimes they have a question that I hadn't thought of. They'll let me know. We are also videotaping this. This is Brad. Say hey to Brad.
Hi, Brad.
And sometimes I'll say, oh, look at Brad, or try to get that, because he's trying to also capture things in your words. Sometimes I'll try to summarize, but they don't want to hear Becky talking a lot. They want to hear what you guys have to say. So make sure that everybody contributes. One of the things I'll say just as a caveat is we're going to be talking about the products that you normally use before you ever did this research, the baby wipes, but then we're also going to be talking about the samples that you tried. And I really would like to stay focused on the product itself because it's very easy to get into talk about package or scent, which I know are part of the experience. But we do hold different research groups on that too. And so we're really trying to figure out the best product itself, like how it feels and how it looks and how you think it works or doesn't work. Does that make sense? I think that's kind of the big picture. We're going to go 2 hours. I'm going to try to keep it going, and so we can all get out on time. So we're going to get started with some introductions. And what I'd like to do, I'll start with Amanda, go around this way, and then I'll have another set, and we'll start with Misty and go around this way. So Amanda, you'll start us off with a little bit about you, your household, who's in it, if you work inside, outside the home, and then how many kids, and I'm also particularly interested in the age and gender and the name of your child that was in this study, just to help me remember. Okay, so Amanda, kick us off.
All right, my name's Amanda, and I am a social worker working full-time outside the home. Also in my home is my husband, Brian, and he works full-time outside the home doing security at a public school. And we have one child. Her name is Briley. B-R-I-L-E-E.
Oh, I spelled it wrong already. Okay.
Most people call her Breely, but it's Briley.
Okay. And she's how old?
She is 16 months.
Okay.
However, she was born very premature, so we're just playing catch up. She was born at 24 weeks.
Oh, goodness, that is young.
Yeah, so.
How's she doing?
She's doing okay, other than some long-term health things that we're dealing with. Main thing being cerebral palsy, but we are getting all the services in place that she needs at Children's Hospital.
And I bet with your role you might have a little more access to knowledge about that.
Yeah.
So perfect. Well,
so it's just the 3 of us in the household.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. All right. See your name here. Melinda.
Well, I work part-time outside of the household. I work at Children's as a respiratory therapist. My husband also works. He's a civil engineer downtown. We have 2 little ones, one 3-month-old and a 21-month-old. So we are very busy. Other than that,
And did you use the wipes with both of them then, or?
We use the wipes primarily with my youngest, but we did try them on my oldest as well.
Okay, and they're boy, girl, what are their
One
names?
boy, one girl. So the 3-month-old is a girl, and her name is Reagan.
Okay,
Our little 21-month-old boy is Lincoln.
okay. But mostly used them with Reagan?
Yes,
Okay,
Reagan was
perfect.
the primary.
Okay. And Candace?
Hello.
Hi.
Candace, everybody. I have 3 children, so I know my way around wipes. Very well. I have, my oldest is 8, I have a 5-year-old and a 27-month-old who I used this product on was Jalea. I'm a nurse, I work for Tri-Health. I'm a single mom. So
Okay.
again, I know my way around wipes and kind of picky at times about what I want to use and don't want to use. So.
And is it Jillia or
Jalea.
Say it one more time.
Jalea,
Okay.
Jaleah.
Perfect. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay.
Hello, my name is Lakita, and I have 3 children as well. I have a 7-week-old boy. His name is Josiah, and he's the one who I actually pretty much did the study on. But I also have a.
How old is he?
He's 7 weeks.
Oh my goodness gracious, you're back at it already. Okay.
And then I have a daughter. She just turned 2.
Okay.
And then I have a 3-year-old. She'll be 4 in September, and she was also born premature, just like Amanda's daughter. She was born at 25 weeks. But she actually, only thing, she's just delayed a little on things that she's supposed to, talking. She's actually not even talking all the way yet. She's slurred at talking and everything. I'm a school bus driver, so I guess you could say part-time because we work in the morning, go home, and come back in the afternoon. My kid's father, he's self-employed. He's a mechanic, auto mechanic.
Okay.
That's everything.
School bus driver. Oh my goodness, I can't imagine much harder than a school bus driver. I think that would be so hard. I would not be one of the nice ones, but it's hard. Okay, Jennifer.
Jenny.
Jenny.
I am a single mom of 7, 6 biological children and 1 adopted.
Okay.
I work full-time at Bascon, it's an architectural firm, and I'm also a full-time student at Xavier. They range in age. I have an 18, 2 16s, a 15, a 12, a 3, and a 2-year-old.
Now, where's the adopted one? Is it?
He's the other 16-year-old.
Okay. So.
His mom OD'd when he was 9, and he was at my house, so I just kept him.
What's it called?
Again, that's just us. I'm single, so.
Okay.
And
then the
the
2-year-old?
baby, her name is Eve. She was born on New Year's Eve.
Ah.
She's 26 months old.
Okay.
And that's who I use wipes on.
Perfect. Well, thank you. Welcome. Misty.
I am Misty. I work part-time. I work kind of self-employed, but I work with a company called Association Connection. So we manage nonprofit professional associations. It's really hard to explain, but it's basically administrative work and event planning.
Okay.
So I work from home most of the time, and then I come into the office and then my events when I have to go to events, board meetings, things like that. And I have a 20-month-old.
Okay.
Her name is Jocelyn, and she is my only one right now. So.
Okay. Perfect. We have a lot of J's. I'm gonna get Josiah, and then I'm gonna get Jalea and Jocelyn. It's a lot of J's. Okay. So now we're gonna go back around. You brought the product. I can kind of see the product that you normally use before you've ever been part of this research. And what I'd like to understand is kind of how that got to be in your home. Some people have very curvy paths with all kinds of things, and some people kind of chose something and just stuck with it. So kind of like to hear about your path too. It looks like Pampers for you.
Yes.
And then kind of just what's important for you in a wipe. So why don't you start us off and go back that way?
Well, it's kind of funny because I actually, I used to use the Up and Up unscented brands when Jocelyn was younger. And it's funny because I did a study last summer, and I'm pretty sure this is one of the products that I tested, and I didn't like it. I hated it. But then they started putting out these coupons, and I cut coupons every week. I don't do like crazy couponing, but I do it for what I buy. And they started putting out these coupons where you got a free pack of 72 wipes with a purchase of diapers. And I always buy the Pampers baby dry for overnight because those are like the best for me. So I was like, well, if I get free wipes, so I started using them, and I just,
How long ago was that? Last summer?
I did the study in June, and then I started getting these probably November, I think, of last year. I'm not sure whenever they started, like these coupons, and then or they were coming out where they're like $2 off. So I just kind of stock up when I get those coupons.
So what's the main reason that, I know why you got them the first time, but why
Yeah.
are you continuing to?
I continue to get coupons, and I like that they're a little bit thicker than Up and Up. As she has gotten older, the consistency of the VM has gotten a little bit more difficult to clean off. So I feel like that this is a little bit thicker. The Up and Up was, I just got tired of trying to rip it out of the package, and it just felt like too thin. Like I feel like there's
Okay.
a little bit more protection between my hand and her bottom with the Pampers. So
Okay. Perfect.
yeah.
All right, Jenny.
I am a crazy couponer. My daughter works for the Enquirer, the 18-year-old, so I get 40 inserts a week. Right. So these were free.
That
so
is some
I
crazy
got-
couponing.
I got 40 of these because these were $1, so then they became free. So I got 40 of these. That's why these are.
What are those?
These are Huggies, Simply Clean.
Huggies Simply Clean.
Mm-hmm.
And if the coupons weren't a part of it, I guess, what is the, I mean, clearly the
Right.
couponing was important in this scenario.
Well, I probably will stick with this fragrance. Eve is a little bit sensitive, so and these are not causing her any problem whatsoever. So she's been my only sensitive child to any diaper, anything. So I would probably just continue, just because I know these are safe, and hopefully she'll be potty trained soon.
Okay.
So that's a work in progress. It's old. My 3-year-old, my 5-year-old, it's awful. So.
Okay, Lakita. What do you
I
use?
use Pampers Natural Clean,
Okay.
and I use them because like they're soft, and I find myself having to use less wipes than other packages. Like I don't have to use so many to
Okay.
get the job done. Yeah, the job done.
Yeah. All right.
I
Candace.
absent-mindedly forgot mine.
Okay.
But I do use Simply Clean, so thank you for kind of bringing it from both of us. And the reason I do use the Simply Clean is because of the texture. I like to have a thicker wipe. I've also
Okay.
had experience with Up and Up, and that was no go at all. Pampers wipes for me, because I have used those as well every now and again. Those are a little too wet for me.
Okay.
They get the job done, but the moisture residue for me is not the Pampers. They work better, I will say, with the moistness for a looser VM, kind of how you were explaining, but just as they get older, it's not one that I would go back to. So that's why I stick with the Huggies, because it's more of a thicker type of feel.
Yeah, what
It's
is that
almost like-
thicker feel doing for you?
It's kind of comparing it to what I use for my bum. It's almost like toilet paper, but a moistened toilet paper with the thickness. So that just, it helps with the wiping for me.
The Huggies.
The Huggies.
Okay.
Yes.
Perfect.
Stuck with Huggies. Especially
All right.
the older that they've gotten.
The older that they
For me and my children, all my children, it was like between 1.5 and up until they were done out of diapers and pull-ups and that whole thing, it would be Huggies. But for the looser stools and BMs and the younger that they were, I used Pampers.
And can you just distinguish again what it is about, like the aspects of it that make the Huggies better for the older and the Pampers better for the?
Because it's a thicker wipe, and as she mentioned before, with it sticking on, and the stools are a little harder and a little less loose as you would get with the newborn, and they're kind of runny and more frequent. It holds up better for me as they're older, just in my experience. And I'm one that's loyal to a product. When I find something I like, I keep it until it's discontinued, and I get kind of I get too out not having it anymore. So my first one, it was a trial and error. We would try everything just to get it, and then with the second one, we would do Pampers up until about 1.5. Then we would switch out to Huggies, and the same with my youngest. It's been the same type of concept.
Okay. Got it. Melinda.
Actually, where I work in the ICU at Children's, so we use a lot of Pampers products
Okay.
on the children. So that was my initial experience, was just
Okay.
using it on a patient. And then Whenever I went to have my own kids, I got a bunch of them as gifts, but then kind of realized as I moved forward, like that was a quality wipe that I could use that would hold up. It was sturdy. It wasn't something that was going to kind of hurt. We used some Babies R Us brand wipes for a little while just because of price, and they were thick, but they were dry, and you could feel like the texture would hurt your child. Like as you're wiping, they would kind of almost grimace a little bit, like maybe it was kind of uncomfortable. So we went back to the Pampers and kind of stuck there. We've tried Huggies on and off, but the Pampers seem to be moist enough throughout both bowel movements on my kid that kind of has the runnier stools, and then my son who kind of has more grown-up style poop. It's moist enough to kind of get that hard stuff off the bottom of his bum without making him uncomfortable or kind of making a rash. So we've just kind of stuck around with it. It's soft and it's got like absorbent ridges, so that way you're not like kind of cleaning forever or scrubbing. Like it seems like they absorb a little easier.
Perfect. All right.
Well, Briley spent the first 3.5 months in the hospital, and being at Children's, she was Pampers because that's all they used on her, which was fine. And I like using the Pampers because the packaging that they have here for when I'm on the go. The problem that I have for Pampers is that they don't package them like this to put them in a refill box. So that's why I've gotten these, even though I don't feel like they're as good of quality as the Pampers. So I would prefer actually to use the Pampers, just because I feel like they're better quality and they don't tear.
Yeah,
like
what
the
defines better
Huggies.
quality for you?
I feel like the Huggies, if they're stretched out too much, they rip. They're not I don't feel like they're like a bad quality product, maybe in comparison to a store brand. So I will use them. However, I like the Pampers better between the two. But I wish that the packaging would be like this, because at home I like to use the hard container. And when I buy a big box of Pampers, they only sell them in these individual, like you got like 5 or 6 in a box, but they're sold like this. And I'd like them just to be in, without having to open them up and pull them out like that, because if I'm gonna use the box, I'm just gonna lift the whole lid of the box and I can easily grab them without having to.
That's a little hard.
See,
Yeah.
I do that, but see, what I do is I just open up that package. And
Which I could do that. It's an extra step. I mean, it's not a.
Okay, duly noted for the packaging innovation team. All right, well, whoever for Pampers, I don't even know who's what behind this part of the research, but at any rate, let's talk about the products that we used in the samples that I gave you guys, or I didn't, but the company. And what I want to know is there any context that I should know about in terms of what was going on with your kids? So, they had the flu this week when I was using the first round, then that might have influenced it. Is there anything that was going on that I should know about? Okay. And then did everybody have enough product sample to use? Did you tend to have some left over?
Just in a second.
Okay.
I had more in the second just because Briley had like 3 bowel movements
Yeah.
in one day, which is not usual for her, but
Okay.
I had the same thing happen too. I was like,
she was a little backed up and then let loose one day and then not so much when I got up to the second package. So
That's been a recurring thing as well. But. All right, so you can see that you guys have black and gray dots on your name tags, and that's just to help me understand which one you used first and second. But you use the same products, just not necessarily in the same order. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. So we're going to start talking about them. We're going to talk about them as the gray product or the black product. Make sense? All right, so what I'm going to do is give you guys some paddles, look like this. I want you to take the gray and the black paddle and just set it on your thigh. You don't have to do anything else, but just kind of do that. And then I'll give you some more instructions. So take one of each color. Don't worry about the white for right now.
No, I was just gonna.
Welcome. I need to get you the gray one just a second.
Is that mine? Yeah, there's a gray.
No, that's it. All right. So what we're going to do is set those on your lap, and I want you to think about your product experiences, like just from beginning to end, however you want to think about what's important to you with the product itself. And I want you to think about which one you prefer. So don't do anything yet. At the count of 3, I'll go 1, 2, 3, reveal, and I want you to raise the paddle of the one that you liked better between the two, between the gray and the black.
Hold on, let me get my diary out so that I can remember which one it was.
You don't remember.
I do, but the problem was when I was filling out my journal, like I circled the wrong one and then I circled the right one and then I circled the wrong one again, so I totally confused myself.
Okay. So get yourself grounded.
Okay, I know what it is now.
Okay. All right, so have my left. So 1, 2, 3, reveal. All right, so kind of got a mix. Got 2 grays and 4 blacks. All right, so let me write your name so I'm not. I'll make sure I get these right. Susan, bless you. I'll make sure it's good. Nikita.
Misty.
Misty. Okay. When you do a lot of groups, it is hard to remember everybody's name. By the end of the group, I'll have it down, but it takes me a few minutes. Okay. So Misty, you said gray?
Yep.
Jenny?
Black.
Lakita?
Black.
Candace?
Gray.
Melinda?
Black.
And Amanda? Black. Now I want you to take a Post-it and a pen. And put your name kind of small at the top. And write the one main reason that you chose the thing that you chose the one that you chose. Does that make sense? There might be lots of reasons, I'm just interested in the main reason. You guys got it? All right, so I'll start with you. Misty, what was your main reason for choosing gray?
The durability of it.
Okay, exactly what I was saying. And you chose gray too, so let's talk about that. So what is it about the durability of gray?
Okay, I said durability, and then I combined it with it holding moisture, because it wasn't like so durable that it was rough and tough. Like some wipes are really rough and dry, but this one was more durable than the black. It wasn't as wet.
Okay, and so for you, durable, it's not rough and tough, I get
Yes.
that.
It wasn't as thick, yes, it was thicker than the black one, but it wasn't as thick as what I usually use.
Yeah, it's not as thick as a Huggies.
Yes.
It's kind of like that in between, like a happy medium. I felt like when I stretched it, there weren't as many holes.
And I did the stretch test.
I did too.
That was the first thing I
did
did.
too.
I pulled it out because it was really soft with the black one. I was like, this might not flow through.
It was whichever way. Did you do it both ways?
I-
There's one way you couldn't turn it
I
at all.
did
The other way it was like,
this.
Yeah, you can stretch it in one
one
direction,
direction
but not the other.
Yeah. I was like, wow.
Yeah.
Is the stretch test part of a normal wipe experience, or is it because you're doing this research? I'm trying to understand.
It has,
I think
had so
when you
many
start
kids.
using wipes, you
Yes.
kind of like
Is this the
feel
last?
around and
Yes.
like try and get your feel for it before you start using it on your child. You want
So-
to know how it feels and what
Just
they're
when you're
gonna
using a new wipe.
experience. Yeah.
So if you've been using it for months, you're not gonna
Yeah.
maybe do
No,
that
right.
again?
Right, right.
That's where I think the loyalty for me, because baby number one was kind of like experimenting. We tried them all, we tried them all, the
Right.
wipes, and I kind of did do the stretch test and the moisture feel, especially at the end of I don't like when it's really wet at the end of the container, so I went through my cycle of that, trying to pick out the perfect wipe for my child. And so I've done the stretch test and done a bunch of things to maneuver around with the baby wipes, and for me, the gray one was held up. It wasn't really wet.
The
It was
black
just-
one was really wet.
The black one
The first thing I was like, my God, that's like trash.
Well, we will be getting into the likes and dislikes of both of us. So, the main reason that we chose the black ones, the folks that chose the black one, Lakita, what'd you put?
I thought it was easy to clean the bowel movement. I guess the moisture of it does help. Like it helps with my 7-week-old to clean his bowel movements.
Okay, so hand that to me. For you, the moisture was a good thing because it helped you clean. Okay, what are some of the other reasons that people chose the black one?
I felt like it glided a little easier over Briley's body.
Okay, what about it?
Didn't bunch.
Ridges.
Bunched up.
So what's gliding over her body, Briley's body better?
I just, in all honesty, in terms of the two, I didn't feel there was a significant difference. But the two main things that I felt like I noticed from the black is that it did seem like when I was wiping her that it was just, it didn't bunch up or anything while I was trying to wipe her, but it felt just a smidge, and I mean smidge, softer than the gray one. And those were the two biggest differences for me. But if I was to have both products on the market, I think I would purchase both. I felt like they were both of good quality
Okay.
and overall.
And then Jenny, yours was similar, so it didn't bunch?
Mm-hmm.
And what's bunching for you? And then
Like when you're wiping and it all bunches into your hand.
okay. Did the gray one bunch for you?
Not as much, but then I thought about it, maybe it was the way that, I don't know, I was wiping, but not as much. The only, you don't want to talk about major differences yet, it was really the moisture was
The moisture was
the wetness of the gray one that bothered me, or the black one, sorry, the black one.
But you liked the black one better.
Right, because when I used the gray one, it kind of all
It bunched.
bunched together in my hand, like when I was wiping. They were-
Okay, and so it was almost like the lack of bunching for the black one.
Right. No, it was, yeah, right, the lack of bunching, exactly.
Yeah. Because that's, when I asked you what you like about it, you said, well, this one bunched, and so, yeah.
Right, did,
Okay.
right.
All right, now Melinda.
I really liked both wipes for different reasons, but the main reason I chose the black one is because it actually had like little ridges in it
Okay.
that almost made it seem like it was more flexible.
Okay.
So my daughter has like little chubby legs, and so it's a little difficult to get some thick wipes that are a little bit more dry into those areas and really clean up any mess. And I felt like the moisture of it and the ridges on it allowed the wipe to actually clean her.
Okay. Cool. All right. I think I heard from everybody. All right. Now what I'm going to have you do is put the paddle of the one that you chose. Take the paddle of the one that you chose. Set the other one on the table. So if you didn't choose black, set the black on the table. If you didn't choose gray, put the gray on the table. Then pick up the white paddle. The white paddle represents the brand that you came in with to talk to me about, the one that you normally use. We're going to do the same thing, but this time I'm going to say 1, 2, 3, reveal. You're going to tell me, do you prefer the product of the test, or do you prefer the product of the one that you've been using? And I will say, I'm not interested right now in whether you purchase it or not, and how much it costs, and what brand it is. I really just want to know about the product itself. And either which way is fine. I'm just going to focus on that. So put those on your lap. Okay, 1, 2, 3, reveal. You're a little slow off the tape.
I think it seemed like the black and my usual product was pretty much
Yeah.
the same. I feel like they were the same, so
Okay.
I really can't
All right, we will get to yours then, just 1 second. Okay, so Amanda, let's get yours going. So you chose current, no, you chose black.